Okay, this one is a big deal. You're going to get a problem just like this on the test. The Johnson family lives 600 miles from Vegas. They drive to Las Vegas at a constant speed of 60 miles an hour. Okay. The function is f of x, or y, equals, let's see, y equals 600 minus 60x. Well, if we flip these around, let's see what happens. Y equals negative 60x plus 600. Aha! That looks like y equals mx plus b. Okay, now as we know, the very first thing you do every time is make a table from a word problem. Well, what do we start with? What's the first value? Well, guess what? Y-intercept is right there, so we know that they start at 600 because they're 600 miles from Vegas. Let me slide this down. So we do our x and y table, x, y. Our first point is 0, 600. And we found out that they're going 60 miles an hour, which means after an hour, they're 60 miles closer to Vegas. So how many more miles do they have left? Well, let's subtract 60. 600 minus 60 is 540. And then we keep going. We have 480, 420, 360, 300, 240, 180, 120, 60, and then 0. Which means that it would take them 10 hours to get to Vegas if they're going to go 600 miles going at 60 miles per hour. All right. So let's see. We have a y-intercept. Y-intercept. We know that because the x is 0. We have an x-intercept. We know that because the y is 0. And that's one of the things they ask up here. Find the x-intercept. We got that. It's 10, 0. Find the y-intercept. We got that. It's 0, 600. So we write those in. Notice you have to write them as points. Very important that you write them as points because that's what I'm going to be looking for. Okay, now it says to graph it. Good thing is tables are easy to graph because you're just plotting points. But then you got to decide what's going to be the scale of the y-axis and what's going to be the scale of the x-axis. Well, let's look. The highest number we have on the y-axis is 600. So we got to figure out that we can how we're going to get 600 on the y-axis. Well, if we went like this, that's never going to make it. I bet if we went by tens, it wouldn't make it either. So let's see. Let's count. Let's go by 25. It's like 25 cents. So we have 25, 25, 50, 75, 100. 25, 50, 75, 200. 25, 50, 75, 300. 25, 50, 75, 400. 500. 600. There we go. And then on the x-axis, that's pretty basic. We're just going by one. So we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And a lot of people go, oh, Mr. Newman, what do I do? How do I graph it? Well, just look at your points. The points tell you everything. Your first point is 0, 600. So we'll put it here. We'll do that in blue. Put it there. The next point is 1, 540, which is about right there. Something like that. And then 2, 480, which is somewhere around here. And then 3, 420. So we'll keep graphing it. There we go. And we know that they're constantly driving. So we can draw a continuous line because they're continuously driving. Continuously driving. Which means that this line is continuous. Things are weird stuff. All right. So what does the x-intercept represent? Well, let's look. I have to erase this so it doesn't slide around. What does the x-intercept represent? The way you do that is you first figure out what the numbers are. We have 10, 0, right? We know that 10 is hours and 0 is miles, right? Let me erase the arrow. Miles, which means that at 10 hours, they have 0 miles left. What does the y-intercept represent? Well, the y-intercept is 0, 600, right? We know that this is hours, and this is miles. So that says that at 0 hours, they have 600 miles left. And then the last one is discrete or continuous. It's continuous because they are continuous driving. All right, state the domain and range. Let me slide this down. You can't see it. I'll have to erase all of this stuff. Domain is all the x's. Domain is all the x's. So let's look at the x's. It goes from 0 to 10. So your domain is going to be 0 to 10. And then the range is all the y's. That goes from 600 down to 0. But you have to put it in least to greatest. So 0, 600. There you go.